Hopefully you guys can still see that. Yeah. Do 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 do. Just posting it to all the places. Just posting it to all the places. Posting it to the places. How do we feel about the Free Journal Friday graphic? I feel like it's kind of a fun little thing, you know. Just getting all the stuff put in places that it needs to be. Places. I don't know who that is per se, but they are the official, they are the unofficial Free Journal Friday. Yesenia loves the new Galaxy of Astoria. I'm glad. They're all starting to arrive now, I hope. Yeah, no, I'm waiting for Nick is currently finishing up his lunch. It came a little late. He said that he was going to scarf it very quickly. Melissa, once Nick gets here, I will talk a little bit about the Astorianauts and what's going on there. I'll talk a little bit about that. A little bit about it. Not a lot about it, just a little bit. Because there is something very important to talk about as it pertains to that specific content. Yes. I know. I changed it. I fixed it. I did fix it. I want the record to show that I fixed it. Sorry, I'm still like trying to get my my tabs ready. One thing that you learn quickly as a streamer, as a professional streamer like I am, tab management, very important. It's very important. Tab management is. So I'll do that. And that makes my tabs all nice. Everyone say your favorite thing about Nick. Go. I think that was probably Nick who said that. I bet. When Nick arrives, I will talk about the Astorianaut. I will speak to the Astorianaut situation. But for right now, we're waiting for Nick. So ask away. Say your favorite things about Nick. Let's say your favorite things about Nick. You lost sound? Uh-oh. Am I lagging? I don't want to be lagging. Very calming voice. That's fun. Did I cut out? Am I good? Am I moving? Am I moving and grooving? Nick is a funny guy. So is Kyle. Wow. Nick is very upbeat and makes me smile. Sky, that's very kind. I'm sure if he was here, he would love to hear that. How do you guys feel about this this graphic? Should I make a graphic every week for Free Journal Friday so people know what it is? So I'm glad it makes your day. I have the story of Magic Academy. Love that. The painted nails are something interesting. Glenn doesn't like the cover image. That's fine. You know? I'm doing with pets. Oh, I need to admit Nick into the admitting Nick. Nick just looking for more reasons to use Canva. Yeah. Yeah. We're talking about the official cover photo for Free Journal Friday.
Oh boy. Wow.
People are asking, who is this? And to which I say, whoever you want it to be.
Interesting. Hi, everybody. Howdy. Sorry about being a little late. I am really bad at showing up to things on time.
That's okay. Did you think that my text was funny? I thought it was pretty funny.
The scarf. Did you make that?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I'm going AirPods today, so
cool.
Wait,
so Nick got his food, right? And he said, I'm going to scarf.
And
then
did you make the scarf thing in Canva?
Yeah. And then I sent him this. I thought it was funny. It's like I'm a scarf.
I got it.
It definitely has its place, that's for sure. Oh, did Nick get a haircut?
Oh guys, this may have been the most expensive haircut of my entire life. I'll tell you why.
Yes.
So over the weekend, I look myself in the mirror and I go, I should probably schedule a haircut for some time this week, because if it gets away from me, my hair looks bad. And then I wear hats all the time, and that's gross.
Yeah.
So I proactively went ahead, scheduled a haircut. And I was like, Wednesday seems perfect. Wednesdays are usually pretty light. So booked it on Wednesday. Didn't think much of it. Monday rolls around. A few meetings get placed on my calendar. One of them gets placed at 1 p.m., which my haircut is at 12 on Wednesday. Now, we've done a few meetings with our distributor thus far, and they've been pretty light. They've been pretty casual. And so I see it on my calendar. I'm not too worried about it. Haircuts usually take like 40 or so minutes. In fact, on their website, that's how much time they budget for this particular haircut that I booked. So I'm like, I should be okay. Haircut place is just down the street. No big deal. Maybe worst case scenario, I'm 5 minutes late to a meeting. That's pretty chill. Everyone will live. Okay. So on Tuesday afternoon, Kyle and I think at the same time, discover through, a little bit of bad communication on our distributor side, that it is not just any meeting. This is the first ever kickoff sales meeting with the entire sales team for Ingram, who is our distributor. So Ingram is they're part of PGW, Publishers Group West. They're one of the biggest publishers on the West Coast. They might be the biggest, actually. Their sales team of people, so people that are selling to buyers from Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, all the places is about 33 people big. So it's huge. It's a big sales team. And Kyle and I, on this call, are supposed to basically tell them everything about the Heroes Journal so that they can sell it effectively. So we find out about that like 18 hours before this meeting. So I'm like scrambling, trying to make a presentation, getting ready. Oh, look at that. Christy said Ingram is one of her employees' distributors. Pretty cool. So, and Ingram has been really great. They've been working a lot with us the last couple of weeks. But I'm scrambling to make this presentation right on Tuesday. I spent about 4 hours on it. I want to make sure it's perfect. I want to make sure people know everything about the Heroes Journal because we have a lot of lingo. Like we have what's a side quest deck? What is a Heroes Journal? What's a Story Magic Academy? What's it can be a lot if you're a salesperson. So I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Make this whole presentation. I'm ready to prepare it. I'm ready to present it. And then Wednesday rolls around. Okay, haircut day. I wake up early. I put the final touches on the presentation. Spend like another 2 or 3 hours on it. I send it to Kyle. Kyle makes a few slides for it, which are really great. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get my haircut. I get to the place 30 minutes early. 30 minutes early for me, that's a miracle. I've never been anywhere that early because I'm thinking in my head, if I get there early, maybe they can start early. They don't. They start me late. And the haircut ends up taking an hour and 15 minutes. By the end of this thing, I show up to a sales call where there is 33 people waiting to hear from Kyle and I. I show up to it 25 minutes late. And Kyle absolutely carried the team on this because he just picked up this presentation that he had never ran through before and just did the whole speech. Just pretty amazing. But that's why I say, and it ended up going really well. They really liked us. I don't think they were like buttering us up too much. I think that they were really on board with what we're doing here and super inspired by our message. And I think that they felt like the Heroes Journal was a really unique opportunity for them. Usually they work for, like authors who publish books and stuff. So I think we're a little spicier of an opportunity for them. Oh my God. Queen said, does Ingram have a hard stop?
I think they actually did have a hard stop at one point.
I think they actually did, but we blew past it. So anyway, I was able to come in at the tail end of this meeting and I just, I made the most of the time that I had there. But big shout out to Kyle for, really just absolutely quarterbacking that entire call. That's why I say, if things go south, that will end up being the most expensive haircut of my entire life.
Mm-hmm. So I want to say a couple things just to give Ingram some credit. So they put the information about the presentation on the email, but they like covered it in like scheduling information. So I was just like looking at it. I was like, what's this meeting about? I was kind of just trying to like read the fine print. And I realized like, oh shoot, there's a presentation. So that's why we had 18 hours. They did a good job of communicating it. They just like kind of buried it in a lot of information. So that one's on us. The weird thing that they did though, is they didn't send us a calendar invite when they sent this. They just sent the information about the meeting. So I specifically had to like go and make a calendar event for just Nick and I. But what that did is that on the invite, it just had Nick and I. So we had no idea how many people were going to be there. Not a clue. So you pop in and there's like 40 little squares and you're like, oh shoot. Yeah. And they're all there to see you. It's not like people are there to meet each other. Like they're all like, it's like you're coming up onto a stage.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit nerve-wracking to say the least. Because I've never been in a Zoom call that big. The closest thing to anything that big I've ever been in is Historiacon.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Historiacon was bigger than that, but it was a little bit different. So
yeah, no, it felt like a Historiacon. I hopped in. I couldn't believe there was that many people in the call.
And funniest part about it, for me, from my perspective, is that I kind of ironically put this background on my Zoom call, my Zoom, and no one else there has like fun backgrounds.
There was no background. It was just
not
people
a single background in the entire Zoom call except for mine. Yeah. But I can't change it.
Yeah.
So
do you not know how to? Is that why?
No, I know how to, but if I change it, then it makes it seem like I did. You know what I mean? It makes me seem like.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. You just had to stick with it. You're like,
it's a DOS for test too much situation.
Yeah, it's a power move. It's a bit of a power move. No one else has background. You're the one that people are there to see. You throw in a background.
Yeah.
It's not as big of a power move as showing up 25 minutes late, but it's definitely
Yeah.
so
So I will say, I actually think that live streams, Alan makes a great point. I think live streams prepped us perfectly for that situation.
yeah, they did.
Because when you're presenting in Zoom, it just goes like you get 5 people, right?
Mm.
So you're kind of just presenting to your screen in a lot of ways. And obviously this is something that like we get the comment section, so we're able to talk a little bit. But if you're bombing on a live stream, it's just quiet. It is just quiet, and you're sitting here and you're just looking at the green light of your laptop, and that is about it. So I think that gave us some prep.
Yeah. It was it was wild. But I mean, I've been thinking about this all week. I really do think that they're very bought into what we're doing, and I think they're super on board, despite a bit of a fumble on our end, or at least on my end, to get things kicked off in the right direction. So if things go well, we will probably talk to their sales team again.
Mm-hmm.
In which case I will be there. I'll be there an hour early. I'll just leave. I'll just be in the Zoom call for a day in advance. So I'm not going to show up late to a call ever again like that. So,
Christy said I held a training session for them and their team in Manila, and most didn't go on camera, so there was that. Wow, like the Philippines, Manila, because
maybe a company.
I feel like there's a lot more to that story that I want to hear. You know?
Yeah. You know what's really cool about this? We got a kind of a look behind the curtain a little bit as to how we ended up working with Ingram.
Yeah.
Michelle says, "Were we wearing pants?" I was wearing pants. Were you wearing pants?
I was. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you're wearing pants.
I'm not wearing pants.
Uh-oh.
You can see my knee actually.
So we actually ended up talking to Ingram because of some connections that we had made through NaNoWriMo. For those who don't know, we donated some journals to NaNoWriMo. They're awesome. We love them. We love what they do. And they gave us a few contacts that eventually led us to speak with Ingram's vice president of sales. And he's super great, but our first couple of meetings were a little bit rocky because he is like probably not our target demographic. And he didn't really get it. Like he understood our passion. He knew kind of what we were talking about, but I don't think it really clicked for him until the journals showed up, and he was really blown away. However, what he did when he got the sample journals that we sent him is he took him to a younger gal in the office whose name is Chithra, by the way, super sweet girl. And she's, I guess, closer in age to Kyle and I. He gave her a Heroes journal, and she like freaked out, like loved it so much, immediately understood the concept. And from what I can tell, our next call with his name's Kevin, the older gentleman. Our next call with Kevin, he was like, "Well, I don't know if I really get it, but everyone in the office here like freaked out when I started showing them the Heroes Journal." And so it was kind of fun to like on this sales call to actually meet those individuals that Kevin was like referring to when he showed the Heroes Journal to them, and to really like see their passion come through and their excitement. Like, I don't know, that was like a really gratifying thing for me, and it felt like, you know, Kyle and I are just two guys trying our best out here, but it felt like our team of people that are trying to like inject this philosophy into the world, that philosophy being, you know, trying to make the world a more heroic place, trying to help as many people as we can feel like the hero of their story. It felt like that team and that effort like grew by, you know, 33 people or however many salespeople are in that room just on that call. And that was like a really cool moment for me, even though the fact that I missed the first half of the meeting. But super cool things ahead. It's very possible that you guys can buy the Heroes Journal at Barnes & Noble or Target maybe in the next year, if things go well. But we'll get in there eventually. So anyway, that's the story.
I love it. So I have to bring this up at the shift. So I have the presentation pulled up, by the way, if you want to.
I'll run through it.
If you want to do that, you spend a lot of time on it. It's a really good presentation. We can show everyone that.
Okay.
But I want to say this really quick, just as a note. For
Yeah.
all of you incredible historianauts,
Mm.
historianauts, oh my historianauts. We had to delay shipping about a week, unfortunately, because there was a tiny snafu with the tumblers as well as the certificates. Now, as it pertains to the certificates, the weight is making the certificates about 1,000,000 times better. So it's well worth it. It's an important thing that we did. But if you are an historian not waiting, that is why other people are getting their packages and you are not, is because we are putting the final touches on making everything just perfect and amazing for you. So we're sorry for the delay, but I promise you, once you get it, you will see why it is worth it. So anyways, that's my PSA.
Sorry, Alyssa Goodwin just hopped in here and said, "Glad you guys had a Zoom call. I haven't written in my journal since COVID struck." And I was typing out a message that's basically just like, "It's good to see you," and that's how quests work. You know, sometimes there's big hiatuses from them. Cool. Are you gonna be my scroll guy?
Yeah, but let's do like the 5-minute version, not the 30-minute version.
Yeah, a lot of you guys know this stuff. So remember, this is kind of a presentation for people who don't know anything about the Heroes Journal. So yeah, we're gonna skim past a lot of stuff. Okay, pretend that you're the Ingram sales team. Little itinerary here. We're gonna hop right in. So hop into origin story. If that guy looks familiar, that is me. And now just remember, like during the call, Kyle had to do this part. Just so funny. Because I do think you kind of look like me as a child a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
we look adjacent for sure.
Yeah,
different shaped eyes, but for sure, like templated young white boy.
Yeah, a little white boy. Yeah, and I'd say this every time, but I do love this shirt, and I wish I had one in an adult size. But here's a quick origin story of the Heroes Journal for those who may not know. So when I was growing up, I was really, really bad at school. I was a very bad student. And I actually graduated high school with like a 1.9 GPA, which isn't very good for those who are keeping track. And, you know, in primary schooling, K through 12, I really just bought into this narrative that I gave myself, that, you know, my report cards gave to me, that my, you know, teachers gave to me, that I just wasn't good at school and that I wasn't very intelligent, and that like really kind of killed my my self-confidence a lot. And I kind of just carried this really heavy narrative with me that like any classroom I stepped into, I was going to not be successful there. You know, any school I got into or didn't get into, you know, it's like I was going to struggle regardless. And so that was really difficult for me. In fact, I actually learned recently my parents are extraordinarily surprised that I even went to college. Like they had no hopes that I was going to go get a degree. And if you don't have a degree, I'm not trying to say anything bad about that. I'm just saying that like, it wasn't looking like my trajectory. So I graduated high school with a 1.9 GPA, barely got into college, actually the college Kyle and I met at. And when I got there, my grades were so bad, I came in on academic probation. So like first semester there was in a class, and I had to take this kind of class that helps you study better or whatever. And they assign you these mentors. One of the mentors that I was assigned to just gave me one piece of advice. They said, just get a planner, just like literally know when things are. And we're just going to start there. So I took that advice. And about a month later, I looked at my grades and they were through the roof. They were better than they had ever been in my entire life. And the curious thing about this was that I wasn't working any harder. I wasn't studying any longer, didn't go to more classes. I literally just had a calendar and I just wrote down when things were. And so I ended up graduating college a few years later, actually from a different school, long story, with like a 3.8. And I learned two big lessons from this story that I'm telling you. Number one, if it isn't written, it isn't real. Like there's something magical and mystical and special about actually physically writing something down. And that really helped me. But much more importantly, and I think much more profoundly, all of us give ourselves these narratives. we give ourselves positive narratives, negative narratives about ourselves, and we can carry these stories with us for a really long time that are actually super destructive to who we are. And so I put this little quote here: the stories we create for ourselves matter, because they really do. They end up shaping who we are. But the tricky thing here is that we hold the pen, and at any point in time, we can change the narrative. You know, we are the author of our story. And so I was actually really upset when I realized that I could shoot my grades up so easily, because I just, you know, it took 1 month to change something that I believed for like 18 years of my life. And in a way that was really frustrating for me, but also very liberating. So anyway, fast forward, I was working a job, got a hero, or was working using a normal journal. I just watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies, came into work on Monday with my old, you know, boring journal. And I just looked at it and I was like, there needs to be something here that helps me feel like a hero. Makes me feel like there's a story going on in my life that's exciting. So that was kind of where the idea for the Heroes Journal came from. And you guys know what it is, so we don't need to like look at the explanation. These are just core features. You guys know about all those as well. And then this is just a little GIF that showcases how the art changes. For those who don't have the 3rd edition LOI, this is one of the new pages we put in there. Very cute. Next is IMA. You've probably all seen this one. It's one of my favorite pages, actually. And this is one of the new GUI pages, of course. This is just to show that daily page outline or layout, but you've seen this before as well. It's the same in all of our journals, by the way. Little taste of the intro content, just basically talking about how we replace a goal with a quest and all the implications of that word, what that kind of means for from a narrative standpoint, why we do that, etc.
When I presented this, I also talked about North Star versus Quest and what that means and how that looks.
Oh, cool.
Just because we take a different perspective to goal setting. If those of you don't know, or those of you don't have a Heroes Journal, I'll use this to pitch our product. The North Star is the why. It's the overarching reason as to why you're questing in general, and the quest is the specific thing you're trying to get done. So for us, obviously, like we believe that there is an underlying mission as to why and reason as to why we even set out on any quest in general. The best example is there could be 2 heroes trying to lose 15 pounds, but the reason as to why, one could be trying to tell a better story about the way they look and try to feel better about themselves in the mirror. And the other one could be doing a health quest and trying to spend more time with their family. So 2 different reasons as to why you would quest, but the quest itself is the same. And this is kind of what we flesh out in this particular section.
That's a really crucial detail. I didn't even include that in the presentation. So thanks for, I didn't realize that you expounded on that point.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, the little level of exercises, kind of a newer thing for all of our journals, but it is a really important feature that I love. It's actually now in every single one of our journals, whether you get GUI, IMA, or LOI, and they're all actually a little bit different, which is kind of fun. Same concept, but we assign, like, instead of +1 charisma, you know, in GUI, I think it's like diplomat or something. So you get like little crew badges, and then in IMA, it's like based on classes. So pretty cute. Okay. And then this is a super confusing slide. It's basically just trying to show them that, like, there are these different acts that the journals are broken up into, but I took one from each storyline for some reason. And so on the surface, this looks like just an insanely all over the place story where you have a main hero who starts out going into a forest, ending up at a magical academy, and then fighting a giant space battle on a foreign planet. So that would be kind of fun, but it's a little misleading. So, and look at this. I love this slide. I'm really proud of how this turned out. This is just this. I started to, you know, kind of put these pillars in here to show people just the different storylines. So of course, these are the 3 storylines that we offer Heroes Journal products in. We have the Heroes Journal, we have SideQuest X. We're going to have companion journals soon. Ooh, a little bit of beans, all that stuff. So keep going next, and you can see. I said same concept, different flavor, which I kind of liked. Yeah. So you guys have seen all this stuff. These are our price points for the sales team to know. You know what all this looks like. Look at that. You guys know that when you put all the IMA boxes together, it is a continuous background. See that background of the school behind you? Yeah, a little Easter egg for you. Ryan designed it in a way that you can put any of them in any order and they will be a continuous school, which is pretty cool. Anyway, and then of course the new journal on the block, the Galaxy of Astoria, in all four of its majestic versions and colors.
Why is the it like look how the way that the linen cover shows on both the pink and the orange, but not really on the lunar sand. Isn't that
I
weird?
think it's washed out in lunar sand, but that
Yeah.
does happen in pictures we've seen with like high quality DSLR cameras or mirrorless cameras. When you show like the linen covers, they like do this weird. There's probably a name, a word for it, but like they show like the material of it really weird. It's been kind of a weird problem, but
Dude, these boxes are so cool. Every
they're
time I look
so
at them,
cool.
I'm like, geez, these are so dope.
The Galaxy of Astoria, the Deep Space Edition box, I think is my favorite thing we've ever made. And in fact, I haven't told you this, Kyle. I've pretty much decided we're going to go back and do a similar thing for the Adventures Edition box.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because it needs a similar vibe about it. I haven't even told that to Ryan. Yep, just being a chaotic co-founder. Okay. And then of course, this might be news to you guys. We have recently updated the design for these Habit Tracker bookmarks. So they used to be like 90 days long or like 3 months long, which we just felt was really hard to look at and like see because it was like we had to really shrink the little boxes down. So we just ended up making it 31 days. So you can follow along for a month, or it doesn't have to be numbered like a month is, but these are just kind of boxes. So you write the habit on the left. There's instructions now. There's a little mentor, and there's a different style for each storyline. A mentor from each storyline, which is kind of cute. So yeah. And then this is just taken from our website, just the FAQ. If you're here in our live stream, then you know that the Heroes Journal is for you. So yeah.
All right, you guys ready for some demographics? This is pulled from the internet, so.
Yeah, this is pretty rough data, honestly. This is just from Facebook. So this is basically people who like our page and who follow us on Instagram. So this is like a very kind of unreliable piece of information, to tell you the truth. I think I just wanted to show Ingram some idea of our demographic reach. And so I would say this is fairly accurate. We definitely skew more female. I think planners in general, planners and notebooks and things tend to skew more female just as like a category, but pull this from Facebook and that's that. If you're here, then you're probably included in this number. So
yeah,
pretty fun.
This is our loaded information.
So this is a super unbiased chart that I found on the internet. No, I'm just kidding. I made it very quickly, and I don't even know if I proofread anything, but I just felt like this was kind of a nice comparison chart for us. We have the undated daily pages, level up pages, templated, journaling method, of course. We have colorable arts on each page, and then of course we have an epic story where you're the hero. And those last 2 points are definitely ones that we alone rule in. And then the other thing, they're just kind of small features here and there that some productivity tools have and some don't. And I felt like we hit a home run on all of them. So, yeah. These are just a few reviews. This is from an old landing page. We just pulled these reviews because we really liked them. They're also like relatively the same length, so they fit well together on a landing page.
Aesthetically,
but yeah, guys, look at this. This is a more recent look at all of our reviews. So this is the reviews for all of our store. We have over 1,000 reviews and an average of 4.8 stars, which I'm really proud of. I think that that's really, really cool. So I just wanted to show that we do good work, make a good thing. There might be someone whose page this is. I don't remember whose it is. This is obviously the digital version that was colored in very, very intensely. And I just loved how much it popped off the page, really showed Ingram, how much people love the Heroes Journal. And then there's a very long review, which is super, super good, but I'm not going to read it right now. I just thought I did a really good job of kind of encapsulating the whole hero journey, the customer journey, if you will. From what it is like to kind of doubt the Heroes Journal at first, to like getting it, to having it win you over, to then it becoming like a staple in your life and truly like really helping you become the person you want to be. So Is a quick little flex about our social media. I just wanted to showcase that we are active, that we do make content. Of course, we gave the Heroes Quarters a shout out. We talked about Free Journal Friday a little bit, and we just wanted to basically say like, hey, we care about our heroes like a lot, enough to live stream every week and to be involved in the Facebook group. And we've been doing that for well over a year, almost actually more than 2 years. So we're about it, no question. Kyle made the slide. I think it's incredible. So I'm going to let him present it.
Nick made this joke in our meeting this morning, and I think it's really funny. But it looks like an AT&T ad. But yeah, I made this map. This is all of our journals sold. This is all of our orders, mapping them out. Doesn't include Kickstarter just because it's hard to get that data. But 39 countries is probably the most exciting part. This map is really telling about the actual spread. Looks like we have some love up in Barrow, Alaska, which is pretty cool. Yeah, just it's sometimes this is a picture's worth 1,000 words. I can't really explain it better than it looks, but I think the biggest thing is that we are inching towards the 100,000 journal mark, which is crazy.
Yeah,
just crazy. It's funny because when Nick and I were first starting the Heroes Journal, we were looking at our competitors. Obviously, that's what you do. You look at your competitors, see what they've done. And there was one of our competitors had a little banner that said 200,000+ journals sold. And we were like, that's crazy. Could you imagine like even 100,000 journals? So it's coming up 100,000.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, honestly, we shared this in our meeting this morning, but off the top of your head, do you know how many SideQuest decks we have sold? I think it's 7,000 at this point, if you include from last year.
It's 66.95 this year. So probably somewhere in the ballpark of 7,000.
Yeah, guys, we have sold 7,000 SideQuest decks. We've had the SideQuest deck out for like maybe 8 months, and it has sold 10% as many journals. Pretty cool. Pretty cool thing. SideQuest deck is very much loved.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. We'll let you get in the soapbox.
So, yeah. For those wondering, this is about when I hopped in the meeting. It was this late in the presentation. So this is just like a little bit of like, where like a little bit of vision. This is kind of a small tip of the iceberg, of what I think about on a daily basis and what Kyle and I talk about often. So I'm just going to read this to you. We are on a mission to vanquish hustle culture and toxic productivity. We do this by tapping into the playfulness of productivity and creating extremely kind and intuitive hero experiences. Everything we do is rooted in our philosophy to enable everyone to feel like the hero of their story. We see ourselves as a major player in the stationary, journaling, and planner space in the next 3 to 5 years. There's nothing on the market like us, and we believe our IP gives us an edge. We aim to be a part of millions, billions, maybe, millions of heroes' daily routines. We want to own that 5 minutes of daily planning people do and make it the most magical moment of their day. We foresee licensing deals with major players in the pop culture zeitgeist. Just a random thought at the end there.
I love it. So if I hit the space bar, it'll just drop beans all over this live stream. Did I end here?
Yeah. I'm so glad you remember that. Oh man. Whoo-wee. That would have been a lot.
That would have been a massive bean spill.
Yeah, that would have been a little too much too soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry guys, but I got super tunnel vision. I was just doing the presentation that whole time. Haven't been very interactive with the chat today, but
was the next slide Gertie? It was.
The next slide was 100% Gertrude, and we almost spilled the entire bean farm. Oh man. It was absolutely Gertie.
Ooh, is Gertie bigger than Bubbles?
I do think that Gertie is in a way bigger than Bubbles. I do.
I
The problem is that Bubbles was a lot more established.
yeah,
Like Gertie is just it's too fragile to start talking about and like telling people about because so much could change
yeah.
about it. And, so it's yeah. Sorry, y'all. You're just gonna
Well,
have
like
to wait.
I'll give this bean spill. Gertie, like if people had figured out what Bubbles was too early, it wouldn't have been that bad. Because it plays within the conventions that we've already established.
Yeah.
But Gertie is so monumental that an early bean spill could thwart the entirety of Gertie as a whole. And that's why we can't bean spill is due to the monumental nature of Gertie.
Yeah. And also like, yeah, so in Tempest Jen just definitely dropped a good thought in here, which is, well, we have to wait a year for Gertie. The answer is actually you will have to wait more like a year and a half for Gertie, maybe a little bit less.
Well,
It'd be
so it's
maybe like
complicated.
Yeah. Well, so you're gonna know what it is for sure. You will know what it is. I would say in the next 3 months.
Honestly, I bet you know what it is in the next 3 weeks.
Oh. Okay.
Well, because there's Gertie adjacent beans that we're gonna drop soon.
Oh, you're right. You know what? That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah. It'll be way sooner. You're gonna know what it is.
Hopefully by the end of this month.
Yeah, you'll know what it is by the end of August. So that really just scooted up the timeline. I forgot about what Kyle is referencing. So that's kind of funny because we have one thing that we're keeping a secret, which is going to happen a lot sooner, and then Gertie is sort of in the backpack of that thing. So talking about one will also kind of allow us to talk about the other. There's still going to be a lot of things, but yeah. You see this comment from Audrey on Facebook.
Yeah, that's pretty serendipitous.
I mean, Kyle, where were you last night?
I was out. I was Santa Clausing it up a little bit.
Do you have an alibi?
Aylin. Whoa. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow. Whoa, indeed.
Whoa, indeed.
Yeah. Aylin is oddly closer than you would think.
Oddly closer, not but in a way that no one would ever be able to tell.
Yeah.
Honestly, double whoa, but that's okay.
Yeah. Aylin, who's paying you? Are you getting leaks here?
Yeah.
Who's leaking the beans?
Is Gertie a film? Gertie is not a film.
It's not a film. I really wish it was. We should have not said it wasn't.
So true.
That was confusing.
Do you guys want a feature length film? Is that something you guys want?
I want an animated Netflix movie. Yeah. I watched The Sea Beast recently, which is like fully done on Netflix's animation team, and it's so good. It's fantastic.
I did not lighten my hair, but I also have like natural lighting on my hair, which I think makes my hair look lighter. Nicole.
You bleached it.
I bleached it.
Choose your own adventure cartoon. These are good guesses. Shorter series, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's crazy? First of all, I want to show everyone my new Chemex because I think it's super cute, and I want everyone to see it.
It is adorable.
I haven't stopped talking about it since I got it.
Belinda said Land Before Astoria, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. You know what time it is. It's that time where we brag about ourselves unabashedly.
Yeah, we do. Kyle, I'm gonna do something different. While everyone is typing out their brags, while we're making the thread here, I want to hear from you. What's your brag
What's my brag for the day?
for the week, for the day, whatever?
You know, I came into a situation where I needed to find a new living location,
Yep.
and I handled it pretty well. It was
Mm.
fast, it was efficient, and I think I landed in a really, really good spot. So I'm proud of my ability to rally the troops a little bit on that one.
Yeah. No, you scrambled, and the egg was worth the scramble, as I say.
Is that a thing people say?
Nope. But that's great.
How about you? You got a brag?
I do have a brag. I started my very own Heroes Journal this week. Started Cosmic Rose, and I'm almost at the end of the first chapter, which is super exciting. I also started a new habit tracker this week, and I'm also really, really pumped about it. I love these habit trackers. It really keeps me focused and in line. And this is from the Deep Space Journal. This isn't even from Cosmic Rose. I kind of cheated. But anyway, I'm super excited about it, and I'm making really good progress. And I don't really know. I've done the intro content, so I'm not super sure what my quest is going to be for this journal, but it just feels like I'm home and I'm able to work out of the Heroes Journal. So I love it. It's like the best feeling in the world, getting to use a thing that you made and like genuinely enjoying it. I would use it if no one else used it. So
I agree.
anyway,
It's a good brag.
Yep. Okay.
Do you want
What do you
Facebook
want to
or
take?
YouTube?
I'm cool with whatever. It's your choice.
Just no, your choice. I asked first.
Okay. I will take YouTube.
All right. Nicole on Facebook said, I'm being nice to myself. I'm getting a manicure. Ooh. Way to be nice.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. T Chu said, I got promoted at my job. Great brag. Love it.
Glenn M. Tharp made it to level 51 in Fallout 76. That means you're only 25 away.
Love it. Got it. Yazina said, I got my work done so I could tune into Free Journal Friday. Now that's a brag I'm talking about. That's great.
Ashley Ann Cole said, my classroom is set up and ready to receive students on Monday. Love that work out of my cousin. Not actually my cousin, same last name though.
Love it. Ali has a fun one. Ali says, my brag is that my friends are the best. They kidnapped me for my birthday last Sunday and took me to see Kinky Boots, the musical. I had the time of my life. So blessed. That's so nice.
That sounds like fun.
That's a really good brag.
Also is doing the hard work of going through physical therapy. That is great. I'm glad that you're doing that.
It's good to hear from you, Nicole. Rachel said, I survived a 3-day music festival with a group of young to mid 20-year-olds. Took a couple days to recover, and I finally got my voice back today. Incredible. If that was in the Bay Area, I think I know what festival it was, Rachel. I had a friend that went. Anyway, great. Glad to hear that you made it.
Devorah said, people are reading and liking my Vela story, which keeps me writing. I'd love to hear that.
That's incredible. That's so exciting. Nothing more exciting than putting something out in the world and like people reciprocating. Lauren S said, my brag is that I shut my work off at a reasonable time today, i.e. on time, and made it to today's live. Wow. A lot of brags that are resulting in the fact that they got to attend Free Journal Friday, which is kind of sweet.
I love it. Melinda said, I found a new quest this week and just got it in time for GOI arrival. Honeymoon / year anniversary trip to Disney World for Halloween, already booked, flight, hotel. Let's go. That's amazing. I wonder if Disney World during Halloween is like an incredible experience. I feel like it would be.
I hear it's really cool. I've never been, but I've always wanted to go actually. Maybe our next team retreat. Nah, you hate it. Okay, Stacy said, I missed last week, so my brag is from Vin. I saved a bat that was injured in our driveway. We got it to a wildlife care center to recover. Oh, that's incredible.
I love that. Melissa said, I attended a too long meeting, but was able to build relationships with coworkers where we are all out and about, so only see each other at monthly meetings. I love that. Gotta love that relationship building.
That's a long meeting. Getting to that meeting alone is a brag. Cheyenne said, a brag for my daughter. She finished her first week of kindergarten. That is a huge accomplishment and very intimidating. Takes a lot of bravery.
Queen got their first journal, GOI Deep Space, yesterday. So excited, the Captain Bundle. I love it. We'd love to hear that you're enjoying it, and yeah, give us updates.
Queen, I do have a quick question for you. Was it super difficult to open the SideQuest deck, the GOI SideQuest deck? I want to know because we are working on a second batch, basically a restock, and I think we're going to have to fix the boxes because they're very hard to open. That question's kind of for everybody. Okay, why don't you do another one?
Cool. You're gonna do Bridget after I do Michelle. Okay. Michelle said, I noticed that I was lumping 2 goals together in my journal and marking it complete even when one of the goals hadn't been finished. So I separated them and held myself accountable. I love that.
I do love it. Bridget said, I went to DunderCon last weekend. I'm convinced that Andy Buckley was flirting with me a little. I don't care if it's true or not. I'll be riding out that serotonin boost for at least a month. That is incredible. I believe he plays David Wallace. I believe that's who that is. I could be wrong.
That's a good flirt.
That's a great flirt.
He has that dad handsomeness that everyone wishes they had, you know?
Oh yeah. Nice. He's a great actor.
This guy said, I and my whole family got our sleep schedule back on track. It only took 2 weeks. I love that. Sleep is so important.
Oh my gosh. Yazina said the tote is amazing, by the way. Also, Yazina said didn't have a problem opening the GOI deck. I want to see some photos of the freaking tote bag because I have mine right here and I love it. I've been using it for months and it's held up decently well. It's definitely dirty, but you know, what can you do? Super cool. Okay, I got really sidetracked. Michelle said, I followed through on some tasks that I told my husband I would do. I procrastinate a lot, so he was really happy. Aww. I'm glad, Michelle.
Miranda got permission from their instructor to start an outline for their new novel. That's super cool.
Ooh, love that. Definitely a new quest. Brag, I avoided some serious family drama by staying out of it. I love it. You know what they say, if you don't buy in, you can't sell out.
I love these weekly updates from Aylin. So Aylin's family sold their ice cream shop in May after 18 years and started working for Square in June. And I'm finally getting settled in and jump into the work, and it's going really well, which feels great.
Really cool. That's super cool. Did you guys sell the ice cream store to Square?
No, I think they're separated.
Separate. I'm assuming it's separate. I don't know what Square would do with an ice cream shop, but that's super cool. Where is the ice cream store? Victoria said, I got a fountain pen to match my GOI. Ooh, I want to see some photos of
that. Amy has been trying to pay more attention to what my thoughts are at any given moment because my therapist is working with me to change the way I think. We're trying to get an idea of what situations I'm in where I think negative things about myself so that we can break through and start forming positive feedback loops. I'm also preparing for a craft fair next weekend. I love
it. Sarah on YouTube said, I found a new park to take my kids to. It has a creek, swings, everything. It's perfect, and my kids had so much fun that they fell asleep on the way home, even the 8-year-old. That's a nice, quiet ride home. Love it.
So Jason Moss just hit 946 day streak on Duolingo, which means on October 7th, which is a Friday, you'll be at day 1002. And Jason, wow. I'm giving you homework. You better be here on October 7th, and you better put, I have a 1002 day streak on Duolingo.
Yeah.
Put on your calendar. I want to be here for that day.
Yep.
Yes.
You better come back. We want to celebrate with you. Maybe we'll give you a free journal or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-uh.
Audrey said, I am right this minute working on making signatures for a watercolor journal. There is a market for you. That's incredible. A watercolor journal. Very cool.
That's so cool. Christy just caught up at just caught the end of this. Out for a walk with the kids. Also have shelf prep for new journals. I love that.
Ooh-wee. Yes, the Astronaut are coming. And if you didn't get an Astronaut, your journal is probably in the mail on its way to you. Miranda said, also successfully navigated my health insurance and got a new neurologist. Good for you. That's not easy work. It's hard to find a care provider and switch all the healthcare stuff up.
By the way, I'm switching over. I'm jumping over to YouTube for this because I looked it up. Chris is on 455 streak in Spanish. That means that day 500 is September 26th, which is 3 days after a Friday. So I want to see 497. I want to see 497. September 23rd, 497.
Either. Lauren just said, can't wait for my Astronaut bundle. It will be super worth the wait. I'm so sorry. I know that you guys spent a lot of money. The Astronaut bundle is like the big thing, but it will be worth the wait 100%. And I know you guys are going to love it. It's incredible. Okay.
And then Corvette got a possum pen for their kitty cat theme. That's kitty cat themed. I know it's not like a possum.
Yeah. I will say this about Gertie. If you are a cat person, even if you're just a pet person, but mostly and especially if you're a cat person, you are going to lose your mind.
Absolutely.
There is something it's like a love letter to cat people. Not the whole project, but a small part of it is.
It's honestly, it's like a fever dream, but
yeah, it is. Speaking of fever dreams, I had a dream last night that we gave someone a free journal today.
That's so crazy because I had that.
Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. Judy, yes, the GOI PDFs have been sent out. They should have been sent out actually when you first bought your journal. If you are missing your PDF, just email support@theheroesjournal.co and we'll get you one right away.
Yeah, that was like, you sounded like a commercial there.
Yeah, I did. Sorry. I'm going corporate on you guys. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to read one more brag that didn't get put in the thread. Alyssa Goodwin said, finally graduated in May this year from college after trying off and on for 10 years. Got my associate's degree. Maybe going back to college in the spring to get my bachelor's degree. That is incredible, Alyssa. Good for you. You should be super proud of yourself. School is not easy. And it's a great brag. I'm glad that I caught it. Here we go. The winner of Free Journal Friday is
Glenn Tharp.
Glenn Tharp. I know Glenn's here.
I've been seeing Glenn.
Glenn, you have 90 seconds to claim your free journal. We're just going to make sure that you're here. So we'll wait it out here. I believe Glenn is on Facebook. Maybe both. There it is. There's Glenn. Love it. Well, congratulations, Glenn.
Oh, I need to do the thing where I type in the stuff.
I can do it.
Oh, who could do it first? He did it. I kept on messing up my typing. It just the whole thing, so I gave up.
All right, Glenn. I responded to your I'm here comment with the email address that you're going to want to email. Just email support@theheroesjournal.co. Let us know what color and style of journal you want. You are, of course, entitled to any of our storylines right now. We have them all in stock for probably the first time ever.
Glenn's the first one. Glenn's the first free Journal Friday winner who can get a Galaxy of Astoria.
That's true. Glenn, the world is your oyster. And I would also say you can also get a side quest deck if you so please, if you have all the journals. So, but congratulations and thank you for everyone tuning in to Free Journal Friday. You should all pat yourselves on the back because you made it to Friday. You came in, you bragged about how you're doing, you're loving yourself, you're leveling up as a person, you're thriving, you're not going backwards, you're going forwards, even if it doesn't feel like it. And I really, really feel privileged to have spent this time with you today. I know Kyle does as well. It's always a really special thing. And I was reminded of that when I was giving the presentation to Ingram, and I just realized, like, man, we live stream every week. And we don't even think about it. And I think it's because that it's something that Kyle and I just naturally love doing. So it's helped us a lot as business owners create the best possible experience for you guys. And I hope that that really comes through with Galaxy of Astoria, because it's definitely a journal that we made as we live streamed every single week and really got a feel for what you guys wanted. So I hope it is everything you dreamed of and more, and that it helps you reach your potential as a hero.
Yeah.
Yep.
Happy weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Especially Corvette in the storm. Stay really safe.
Yep.
And cheers to you guys.
Cheers to you guys.